When preparing your order, you're going to need to attach the special order cover sheet. You'll have an electronic copy of this, but also there will be paper copies available at Vokes. Please fill this out with your resource teacher if possible, or if you complete it digitally, then you'll email it back to your resource teacher because they're going to need to check it and make sure that all the information is complete, sign it, and then they will print it and turn it into me along with your order. I also want you to note that if for some reason your student happens to have an IEP, you need to discuss the special order with your special education resource teacher. So that person also has to sign off as the assisting teacher on your special order. You'll really want to communicate with them about the curriculum that you're considering. They are a valuable resource and they have great ideas about what things we offer that they think might work best with each of the students that they carry on their roster. So be sure that you're having a conversation with both your resource teacher and if you have a student with an IEP, with that special education teacher to make sure that you're matching up your learner with the best possible curriculum for them. So when completing this form, you're going to need to put the parent or guardian's name on this first line. We're going to need a telephone number. This is a telephone number that you can be reached at during the summer. Special orders are filled during the summertime, and so if you travel a lot or you have a different phone number that's best to be reached at, so you're going to want to make sure that that is the number you write on this line. The same thing would be true of an email address. So if you have an email that you get alerts on your telephone, your cell phone, then you're going to want to put that email. If we have questions about your order, we'll reach out to you via telephone or email, and you'll want to get back to us in a timely fashion, because if we don't hear from you, then we just move your order to the bottom of the pile, and that puts it on hold until we're able to work out whatever questions we have. The next line, you're going to put the name of your resource teacher. If you happen to be switching resource teachers, then you'll put both names, so the name of your current resource teacher, so we know to go to if we have questions, and then also the resource teacher whose roster you're moving to. That way when the orders come back in and we're organizing them and getting them ready to be passed over to resource teachers, we know who to send your order to. Next, you'll put the name of each student that you're ordering for, and the grade level that they will be in next school year. So not the grade level that they're currently in, but the grade level that they'll be in next year. Then we're going to ask you to answer this question for us. What does the curriculum that you've chosen offer that the Valley Oaks Grid curriculum does not? So for instance, if you have a student who is really struggling with phonics, you need to just give us a brief explanation about why you're choosing the phonics program that you have as opposed to using what's available in our Journeys materials. Next, you're going to let us know if the curriculum follows our suggested grade level content, and if it doesn't, then we just need a brief explanation. So perhaps you have a student who's working above grade level and that you need to challenge them. So that's going to help us understand why, say you've ordered 5th grade teaching textbooks for your 3rd grader. Or perhaps they're struggling and you're ordering something that's below your enrolled student's grade level. So this just helps us make sure that you realize, oh, you've ordered level 1 for a student who may be in an older grade. Also, please be certain that your orders include a vendor name, an item number, an item description, a price, and a quantity, and please list your items in the order of your preference. Then you're going to initial right here that you understand that special orders are only for the core curriculum, again, which is language arts, math, science, and social studies, and also that submitting an order does not guarantee the purchase of all or any items, and that you understand that the core curriculum must be selected off of the approved lists. So we will not order anything for you that is not on our approved lists. And usually we are able to fill everybody's order, grant all requests. Occasionally there are times where perhaps an item is back ordered and then it ends up being back ordered for so long it just becomes inconceivable that that a family would even be able to use it during the school year. So that's why we say that we don't guarantee the purchase of any or all items. Publishers take things out of print sometimes and we don't have any control over that. So just understand we'll do the best we can, but just because you put it on your order, that's not a guarantee that you will in fact be getting that item. And then you'll sign, you'll have your resource teacher sign, and again, if needed, you'll have that assisting teacher sign. All right, moving on to number 6. So this is where the work for you really begins. So in addition to the request form, which is the cover sheet that you must include with all of your orders, your special order must also include an itemized list of the materials that you're requesting. So you can submit them on a special order form that we have, or you can submit them as a printed checkout card page from a vendor's website, but please do not submit both. If you choose to use the order sheet option, you're going to include your name, your phone number. Again, it's going to be that summer phone number that you can be reached at. You're going to include to the website of the item that you'd like. You're going to list the item number, the title. So for instance, teaching textbooks, Math UC or Spelling UC. You're going to state what you want. So the Spelling UC Teacher's Edition, the grade or level, how much it is. So, how many you want, how much it costs, and the vendor or website that we can go to get it from, so Spelling UC. Then you're going to go to the next item line, and you're going to put Spelling UC, and then you're going to put the student workbook. Again, the level, the quantity, the price per piece, and the vendor or website. So it's important that you only put one item on each line, right? So what we don't want is we don't want an item number, and then to see Spelling UC, and then crammed in here, workbook, teacher's edition, CD, all right? And then the grade level, the quantity 1, and then some price that may or may not match up with those individual items, okay? The reason for that is this. When we go to fill special orders, we have many of the hardbound books that go with different subjects already on our shelves. And so we're pulling those hardbound books first and passing those out. Then we're looking at the consumable items, those we probably don't have on our shelves. So we're going to order those for you. We may or may not have a teacher's edition on our shelf. So it's important that you only put one item per line. So it's the workbook goes here. The teacher's edition goes here. The student edition goes here. And then you move on to your next items that you're wanting to order. If you choose to use the shopping cart method to make your order request, I strongly encourage you to use Rainbow Resource. So almost all of the items that are on our approved list can be found on the Rainbow Resources website. So you will go to the website and you can type in the search box what it is that you're looking for, and then you can look at what your options. So let's say you're looking for easy grammar. You look at the item that you're looking for, and what we need you to do again here is to be very careful, because we ask that you not place orders for sets of items. Okay, so for instance, if you look at this Easy Grammar Plus set right here, it includes 3 different items. There's a student test booklet, there's a workbook, and then there's a teacher's edition. So when you are putting items in your shopping cart, you need to put the individual items that you need in your shopping cart. So if you want to utilize the workbook, then you're going to add that to your cart. Then you're going to find the teacher's edition, and you're going to add that to your cart. Then you're going to find the test booklet, and you're going to add that to your cart. Again, that's because as we are pulling items from our shelves, we're going to be looking first for the items that we have on hand, and then ordering the items that we need. Once you put everything into a cart, then you can go ahead and view your cart, and then print the cart, or forward that cart. Sometimes you can send from different places. You can send them as email attachments. You can take pictures of the cart, whatever you need to do to get that information to your resource teacher. I want to talk about moving beyond the page and the bundles. So you'll note on the curriculum guides that, especially when it comes to moving beyond the page, we will not make full year package purchases. And the reason for that is because the bulk of that is the literature that's involved in those purchases. I can tell you that most of these books can be found in our library. So if you put on your shopping cart age 4 to 5 full year package and then turn that into your resource teacher, what happens on our end is I'm going to look at that and say, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that. You and or your resource teacher need to go through and look at each of the titles of books that are in that and see if we have them in the library. If we don't have any, then I'll purchase them, or you can let me know the quantities and we'll make those purchases. Also, some of them come with manipulative kits that are items that can be found around the house, or they might just be sets of flashcards that you can get from the Dollar Tree. So when we look at those full kits, we are not necessarily going to be purchasing every item in the kit. So you're going to want to look at the what's included page. So you see here we have the parent manual that you're going to need, so you'll put that in the cart. There's the student activity book that you're going to need, so you're going to put that in the cart. After you've looked up all the book titles, here they are. Any of them, again, that we don't have, you can go ahead and put that in the cart and then write a little note that says that title's not in the Valley Oaks Library, or maybe there's only one copy of it in the library, and you can put that in your cart. So that's why we ask that with any items, whether it's math, science, or social studies, that you do not put the full package into your cart, because it just slows down the process on our end if we have to go back and try to do some research to figure out what items you really do and do not need. So to recap, to complete your order, you're going to have the required cover page. You are going to have your order either on the order sheet or multiple pages of the order sheet, or a shopping cart or multiple shopping carts if you do one for language arts, one for math, whatever it is. And then your teacher is going to have a printout of your cleared book list. So those are the items that will need to be all compiled together to make an order complete. Number 7. I spoke about this earlier, but remember that if you are placing an order for math and you're using a new program or switching programs, you just need to take that placement test to make sure that you're ordering the right grade level or level for your student. Number 8, a reminder again that the deadline to place an order is June 5th, and that we place those orders on a first come and first served basis, and that if you have an incomplete order or you're missing information as it relates to number 6 on this set of guidelines, then, or don't have a cleared book list, or you try to order things that are not on the approved list, then that's going to cause us to have to send those requests back to the resource teacher and the parent to be revised, and that's just going to slow down the whole process, and you're going to kind of lose your place in line. So go to the bottom of the pile, so to speak. So I showed you the Rainbow Resource website, and really that's where we do the bulk of our ordering from. So almost anything that's on our approved list can be found through them. So we suggest that you go there for the materials that you're requesting. We regularly purchase from them. I'm going to remind everyone that we cannot order religious materials. So don't list items from religious vendors like christianbook.com. Also, I'll take a minute here to mention that although we appreciate you shopping around and trying to find us the best price, sometimes when we go back to order, those items are no longer available or we can't buy from them anyway. So thank you for that effort, but just go ahead and stick to Rainbow Resource or the vendors that are on the approved lists.